Disturbing online encounters that will haunt you forever. Chapter 1. The Chat Room. It started the way most horror stories don't. Mundane, quiet, boring. Derek sat in his room at 2:17 a.m., the blue glow of his computer screen washing his face pale. His parents were asleep down the hall, his phone was dead, and his only company was the muted whir of the ceiling fan. Like most nights, he wasn't tired. He had been scrolling through Reddit, hopping between conspiracy subs, creepypasta forums, and the occasional rabbit hole about haunted places. But that night, none of it was scratching the itch. He wanted something real. That's when he stumbled across a thread buried deep in a forgotten forum, an old message board styled like it hadn't been updated since the early 2000s. The header at the top of the page read, "Welcome to the Night Room. Enter if you're awake. No login, no ads. Just a bare-bones list of anonymous usernames, each with a thread attached. Some were as short as, 'Hi, anyone here?' Others long and rambling. But one thread stood out. 'Who else can't sleep?' Let's talk." Derek clicked it without thinking. The chat was simple. Black background, white text, usernames in red. The latest message was only 2 minutes old. Watcher. "Who else is awake right now?" Sleepless 13. Same. 2 a.m. can't sleep. Watcher. "Want to play a game?" Derek smirked. He'd seen plenty of ARG-style threads before, puzzle games where users role-played creepy scenarios. He figured this was the same. He typed in a username, Dark K Knight. Darker K Knight. "Sure, I'll play." A moment passed, then another. Watcher. "Welcome, Derek." Derek's stomach dropped. He hadn't typed his name, not once. His username wasn't linked to his real identity. It was brand new. He sat there, heart thumping in his chest, staring at the screen. Rational explanations ticked through his mind. Cookie tracking, IP address, maybe even a lucky guess. But it didn't feel like that. It felt personal. He hovered over the X to close the window, but before he could, another message popped up. Watcher. "Don't leave. We haven't even started." For the next 10 minutes, Derek tried to convince himself it was just someone messing around. He typed back cautiously. "Dr. K Knight. How do you know my name?" Watcher. "I know a lot of things." Dr. K Knight. "Prove it." Watcher. "Your walls are blue. Your fan makes a strange noise. You bit your lip when you read my last message." Derek froze. His walls were blue. The fan did whir unevenly, and he had, without realizing it, bitten his lip. The glow from the screen suddenly felt harsher, burning into his eyes. His chair felt too small, the shadows in the corners of the room too deep. Dr. Knight. "Who are you?" Watcher. "I'm already here." That was when Derek heard it. Tap, tap, tap. Not on the keyboard, not from outside. It came from inside his room. He whipped around, scanning the shadows. Nothing. Just the poster on his wall, the laundry basket in the corner, the half-open closet door. When he turned back, there was another message waiting for him. Watcher. "Check the closet." His mouth went dry. Every rational part of his brain screamed, "Don't," but curiosity clawed its way up stronger. Slowly, with his heart in his throat, Derek pushed his chair back and crept toward the closet. The door creaked as he pulled it open. Empty. Just clothes, shoes, a backpack. He laughed nervously and turned back toward the screen. And froze. On the chat window, a new line blinked. Watcher. "Look up." He tilted his head, eyes drawn toward the ceiling. For the briefest, most horrifying second, he saw something. A face, pale, grinning, pressed against the ceiling as though the plaster were glass. Its eyes were too wide, its teeth too sharp. And then it was gone. Derek stumbled back, knocking into his desk chair. His breathing came ragged, his chest tight. He looked back at the screen, desperate for answers. Watcher. "We'll talk again tomorrow. Same time. Don't disappoint me." The chat disconnected on its own. The window closed. The forum vanished, as if it had never existed. Derek sat in the silence of his room, every hair on his body standing on end. He told himself it was a hallucination, exhaustion, imagination, anything. But as he crawled into bed, one thought wouldn't leave him. What if it wasn't just online? The livestream Amber had always loved live streams. Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. It didn't matter the platform. She liked the intimacy of it, the feeling that you were peeking into someone else's life in real time. But on that particular October night, the stream she found was unlike anything she'd ever seen. She hadn't searched for it. It just appeared. A blank channel at the top of her recommendations feed. No thumbnail, no profile picture, no name. Just the word, live. Amber frowned. Curiosity tugged at her. She clicked. The stream opened to a dimly lit room. At first, she thought it was just static. The walls look gray, the corners blurry like an old VHS recording. But then she noticed a chair in the center of the frame. Empty. The viewer count read 1. Just her. She typed in the chat. Amber_98. Hello? No response. The camera didn't move, the chair didn't move, the shadows didn't move. Amber smirked. Probably some weird art project. People love doing creepy live stream ARGs this time of year. She typed again. Amber_98. Nice vibe, lol. Is this a Halloween thing? The screen flickered. For less than a second, Amber swore she saw someone in the chair, a hunched figure, head lolling forward. But when the picture steadied, the chair was empty again. Her fingers hovered over the keyboard. Amber_98. Okay, that was creepy, lol, do it again. This time, the chat responded. Host. You want to see more? Amber's smile faltered. The channel had no name, no user profile, yet it answered her directly. Amber_98. Yeah, sure. Host. Don't look away. The lights in the video dimmed, plunging the room into deeper shadow. Something shifted in the background. A shape moved near the far wall, slow, deliberate, like someone crawling. Amber leaned closer to the screen. The shape crept toward the chair, dragging itself across the floor. As it climbed into the seat, Amber realized with a jolt that it wasn't a person. It was wrong. Its limbs bent the wrong way. Its face, though blurred by static, seemed stretched, too long, as though someone had pulled the skin down with hooks, and then it looked directly into the camera. Amber yelped, pushing herself back in her chair. The stream glitched, the static hissing in her ears. Host, keep watching. The figure tilted its head unnaturally far to one side, then raised a hand. In its hand was something. A phone. Amber squinted. On the phone's screen, she saw a familiar reflection. Her bedroom, her desk, herself, sitting there, staring at the stream. Her blood turned to ice. Amber_98. WTF, how are you showing me? The figure in the chair raised its free hand and waved. On Amber's end, her bedroom light flickered. Once, twice, then went dark. The only light left was the glow of her monitor. Host. Don't stop watching. Amber's breath came in shallow bursts. She wanted to shut the laptop, to run out of the room screaming, but she couldn't move. Her hands felt glued to the desk. Her eyes burned, refusing to blink. On the screen, the figure stood. The camera followed it, though no one seemed to be holding it. Slowly, it began to walk forward, closer and closer to the lens. The static thickened, every step sending the picture into jagged bursts of distortion. Finally, the figure pressed its face against the camera. For one horrifying instant, Amber saw it clearly. Sunken eyes, skin like melted wax, teeth too sharp, too many. And then the stream cut to black. The viewer count ticked down to 0. Amber sat frozen in the darkness of her room, her laptop dead, the screen as black as the shadows around her. Somewhere behind her, a voice whispered, "Don't look away." The cursed file. Ethan wasn't supposed to be online that late. His apartment had thin walls, and his roommate hated the sound of typing past midnight. But Ethan was restless, bouncing between Discord servers and file-sharing sites like a junkie searching for a hit. That's when he found it. It wasn't on a forum, it wasn't sent by a friend. It was just there. A single notification pinged at the corner of his screen, though he hadn't been downloading anything. A file, unnamed, waiting in his downloads folder. He frowned. He hadn't clicked anything. No torrents, no attachments, nothing. The file read, WatchMe.exe. Ethan's first instinct was to delete it. Virus, obviously. But something about the name dug at him. He was a computer science major. He knew how these things worked. If he opened it in a sandbox, it couldn't hurt him, right? Curiosity beat caution. He double-clicked. For a moment, nothing happened. Then his screen went black. Text appeared, white on black. We've been waiting for you, Ethan. He blinked. His hands froze above the keyboard. The program wasn't just running. It knew his name. The text shifted. Do you want to see something beautiful? Yes. No. Ethan smirked nervously. Someone had made a creepy little program, that's all. A prank. He clicked yes. At first, the screen filled with static. Then the static began to swirl, forming images, faces, places, things he couldn't quite focus on. The sound of whispering hissed from his speakers, growing louder the longer he stared. Then the images sharpened. He saw his living room, his couch, his coffee table, himself, from behind. Ethan spun in his chair, but no one was there. The room was empty, exactly as he'd left it. He whipped back to the screen, heart hammering. The text returned. Don't turn around so quickly. You'll scare us. The whispers grew louder, overlapping, hundreds of voices in his ears. The images shifted again,